We hear how stigma affects the innocent among us.
We talk about testing and getting to zero new infections.
We bring you a report on having fun with the female condom.
From across the Caribbean.
This is Live Up, the show. Reagan? Reagan? Reagan?
I'm right here, Alex. How you doing?
Hey, good. I didn't know where you were.
Well, I know where I am. And speaking of knowing where you are, we're going to focus quite a bit on testing again in this show, like we did the last time, as it really is one of the best ways to slow and eventually stop the spread of HIV. It's really tough for a region such as ours, where the leading cause of death in young people is a disease that can be prevented. It's so important that we all understand this. HIV is preventable, but it's something that we have to do together,
No, definitely. We're losing some of our future leaders, teachers, artists, entrepreneurs, who knows what. And we just can't afford to do it. Our future as small island developing states is really at stake. It depends on our people. And I think there are two things really where we let ourselves down the most. And that is the twin judgments of stigma and discrimination against anyone, and particularly against those with HIV.
And something, we have to and can change these negative attitudes and stop judging each other.
Right now.
Exactly. But, the sooner the better. And there are actually signs that it's starting to happen, slowly, but still, as we will see now in this report out of Tobago by Omadara Mills.
Tobago, a Caribbean island known for its goat and crab racing in April, Heritage Festival in July, and lush greenery coupled with access to beautiful beaches all year. With a population of just under 60,000 and a rich cultural heritage, how has the human immunodeficiency virus HIV response affected this small island? After years of working towards an acceptable degree of control, the mortality rate of HIV/AIDS persons is down by 85%, while hospitalization of those with the disease has dropped by 70%. People with HIV are getting treatment and living meaningful lives. But there is a new dose of reality. Are persons still discriminating against those with HIV? From those living with the disease to activists to aspiring young professionals, here's what they had to say.
My uncle was HIV positive. Treat him like normal, It was one family love, We didn't treat him any different from any person. We didn't show him no malice or like you have AIDS and try to scorn him or anyway. It was the same love, and he can appreciate that.
Not to me, but they did it to one of my child. He was still going to school. The parents in the village where they found out and they talk about he have the virus and don't play with him.
The only place that I might have a problem with persons with HIV and AIDS working might be in a restaurant or so preparing food. That's the only place I would, or in a place where you're liable to get cuts and so on. That's the only places that I would have a problem.
I will take a drink from somebody who is HIV. Saliva carries a very low percentage of the virus. That's one. It's not enough to get you infected.
When I was a little girl, I met someone who was actually close to me who had HIV/AIDS, and well, it wasn't really a good experience because I was actually scared and I was actually scorning the person, but after a while I got accustomed and well, it didn't change who the person really was.
One time I went to get a job at a well-established supermarket, and somebody came in the supermarket and saw me and probably told the woman, the owner, that I had HIV. Well, in those days they weren't saying HIV, she have AIDS. And she told me that she couldn't hire me anymore.
Treat them as a normal human being. If it's a co-worker, once they can do the job that they're supposed to do, I have no problem with them. And as a friend, if they were my friend before that, they could still be my friend after that.
Discrimination against those living with HIV in Tobago in the 21st century? Well, there are mixed views. But with the increase in education about the disease, some persons are willing to love and respect people living with HIV.
I respect for anybody, so somebody with HIV positive, I'd have to respect them the same way, treat them naturally as I would treat anybody else.
I would show respect and love, okay? And by doing that, I would show you, well, yes, I can sit and eat with this person. I can talk and laugh, you know. I can give that person a hug and a kiss.
Are you willing to do the same? I am Omodara Mills reporting for the Caribbean Broadcast Media Partnership.
Thank you so much, Omodara. Really great report. And as we heard on it, even the children do not escape the stigma. And as we now know, if every mother-to-be were tested, there wouldn't be any more babies born with HIV. Barbados and the Bahamas have proven this. There have been no babies born with HIV within the past 5 years in Barbados. You realize that the Caribbean can be the first region in the world to achieve an AIDS-free generation and achieve the target set for 2015.
Yes, we can. And if everyone were tested, pretty soon we'd get down to 0 new infections. So make sure you are a part of Regional Testing Day. That's why this is such a very important message from Cover Drive's T-Ray.
Hi, I'm T-Ray from Cover Drive. The scariest part about HIV testing is the needle. Know your status. Get tested.
Part of living is going out and making good informed decisions. This is the most powerful defense in my mind of our generation. We have a serious problem with AIDS, we have a serious problem with a lot of things that young people are dealing with. But we have to be the one that create the social movement that change it. We have to be the change agent we're looking for. Remember, live up, love, protect, respect.
Live up, shout, live up, shout.
A lot of high-profile sports and entertainment figures who've lent their support to HIV advocacy. We asked you if you thought that was an effective way of reaching young people.
Maybe to some extent you could look at the sports ambassadors, but as it relates to the entertainers, based on how our entertainers deal with music and the context in their music, it would kind of be biased for them because they talk about sex in a very derogative way, and so it would be hard for somebody to take a music person seriously as it relates to HIV.
They do, but again, I believe it should be somebody close to home, somebody that you can more relate to, because I don't really relate to somebody who is out there making millions or what's not, telling me that I should be more careful and stuff like that.
I think they would, because of the impact that sports on a whole has on anybody. Sports brings people together, no matter how much, whatever is going on in the world, sports bring everybody together.
I think they make great HIV ambassadors because a lot of people look up to them. A lot of people listen to what they have to say. So if they come out and talk about HIV, people would listen and get themselves educated.
I think famous people make great HIV ambassadors because they are the most exposed to the HIV.
I think sports personalities make good ambassadors and good role models because when they sing about sex, we tend to take it in, so it becomes second nature to us. So I think if they were to sing a positive spin on it, or talk about it in a positive way, then the public would take it as in the same manner. Yeah.
I think entertainers and sports personalities can be good HIV and AIDS ambassadors because as a young person, I know one that people my age are very, very into sports and they're very influenced by a lot of the things that these characters and personalities portray and do and say. So if they can be as vocal about HIV and AIDS as they are about their music or anything like that, I think that would be one good message or one good method of applying to the youth.
Yes, I think they are good ambassadors because they are people that usually the other people look like a role model. So yeah, it's very nice for important people or known people do campaigns and help in this because a lot of people see them like a role model.
Yes, because they're known and people like them, and they're people are more willing to listen to them.
I think that they can. Entertainers and sports personalities can make a big impact in HIV because of their influence. A lot of young people look up to them and they follow their music or the sports that they're into. So when they say something, then they can say it with authority, and many of their fans can say, well, if so-and-so said that, that means I must do that.
Kamika McRae, who brings our next report, is one of the Caribbean journalists who benefited from the International AIDS Society and Caribbean Broadcast Media Partnership Fellowship. Not easy to say, but a great experience to have.
Yeah, that's right. And I know because I also benefited from the fellowship too. And it really was an experience and a game changer. The workshop condenses so much information in just a few days and it stays with you for life.
Right. Well, Kamika took the opportunity to seek out some great HIV ambassadors while she was there. She was speaking with some strong women about the path their lives have taken and about the female condom. That's something you don't hear much about now.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, the same way men are told to carry condoms, I think women should be as well. But somehow there seems to be a stigma attached.
Yeah, it's a complex issue for women, I think. For your own safety, you should definitely carry a condom at all times, whether it's a male or female version.
Yep.
But then you hear some guys say that they think it's a statement about our morals. Well, yes, guys, it is a statement, and a very good one. Anyway, here's Kamika's report on the joys of the female condom called Pleasure Me Safely.
At the 2012 World AIDS Conference inside the Global Village, we learned how to put the sexy back into safer sex.
Sex is wonderful, it's part of our lives.
And pleasure and safe go together because you should enjoy sex in a way that the morning after you do not regret.
The importance of talking about sex is prevention and protective measure for young and old.
15 years ago in Italy, just a few years before my 30th birthday, and I think as many other women, I really, I was offered the text, but I never thought that it would be positive. So I was in terrible shock. And the hardest thing for me wasn't to be told that I had an illness, but was the sense of shame and fear that I had. I went back home and I couldn't talk to anybody. I couldn't even tell my best friend. I was so isolated. I think for 1 year I was like the worst year of my life. I just cried and cried and cried.
I've lost my mate through HIV, so I cannot help but continue. And it's not that easy to be in this focus and in this cause to at least slow down elimination of the behavior that constitutes our health.
the stigma grows on the fact that we don't talk about, HIV. We don't talk about, the way we can protect ourselves as women from HIV.
The most commonly used and most available in many countries is the FC2, which is a condom, and you see the outer ring and you see the inner ring.
To use the female condom, the FC2, first always check your expiration date. So this one right here, it's always in this little crease. It's 2017, we're good to go. So rub it around some to get the lubrication nice evenly spread. Then you tear from this little notch right here. Get it out. And so it looks like this when it comes out, nice and lubricated. You can see inside and out. So what you do is you take this inner ring, put it together between your fingers, and then you'll have your vagina. And so the woman or man can put it in. So you insert it into the vagina, then take a clean finger, we'll pretend this is clean, and push it back up so it rests up against the woman's, pretend this is her cervix right here, so it pops up behind her pubic bone, and that inner ring is going to hold it in place.
So it's pleasurable in a way that it gives more movement in different places, and pleasurable because it's safe.
Amazing. It's really a good experience.
When they make that condom, they made it for us women. They thought about us because it is a package of fun.
So it's not only about pleasure, it's also about empowerment. It's about having control about your own sexuality.
Take the leap and try them because they can enhance your sexual experience.
I'm almost ashamed to say I had no idea how to use a female condom until I visited the Global Village at the AIDS 2012 conference in Washington, D.C. But when I got back to Jamaica, I realized that my friends, church members, and even my mother had no idea how to use it. So I wasn't alone. So I decided to do this video to empower the females around me. So the next time you or even myself decide to take part in the act, we will say, baby, pleasure me safely. I'm Kamika McRae reporting for the Caribbean Broadcast Media Partnership Team. Until next time, love, protect, respect, live up.
Yeah. Yo, it's like a wildfire, Disease is spreading. I stand for acquired immune deficiency syndrome. You better hope you're not getting, or you will regret it. I stand for acquired immune deficiency syndrome. You better hope you're not getting, or you will regret it. So never think it can't happen to you, even if you're young or old or new in this world. Faithfulness, abstinence, condoms in all the control, so we can use education as a binding resource. So bring the message to the younger ones first, so we can still be a chance to make it better on earth. So those infected, they may have no remorse. In all the work system, some tell them make a new course. I know it'll be a little harder at first, but if you don't do something quick, your soul will fly like the birds. But being prepared when I give you a kick to the curve, and it is better to prevent than sitting waiting on cures. I stand for acquired immune deficiency syndrome. You better hope you're not getting, or you will regret it. I stand for acquired immune deficiency syndrome. You better hope you're not getting, or you will regret it. Too many girls improper. I learned that from my mom. Her peer pressure is even harder. There's many ways to be a shotter. I want a girl top shotter. So let me tell them one thing now again, say. You see this one, me gonna stress it to the max. Certain people to relax when the results come back. Embrace medication, live your life. Don't intoxicate it from your life. And there will be many sunrise. Let us come together and let we destigmatize. Barbados, this is the only way to rise. Let us abstain, protect ourselves and save another life. Cause I stand for acquired immune deficiency syndrome. You better hope you're not getting, or you will regret it. I stand for acquired immune deficiency syndrome. never think it can't happen to you. Even if you're young or old, I knew in this world. Faithfulness, abstinence, condoms, and all the control. So
Hey, I'm the barman from Cover Drive, and make sure your friends get tested and make sure you get tested.
No child from 2012 onwards should be born with HIV. Even if you infected with HIV, you're still a human being. They're still living, they're still breathing, so we gotta love and respect them. Darren Sami here endorsing the Live Up campaign. 2012, from now on, no Caribbean child born with HIV. We're moving forward, we're educating our people, and it's all about love, protect, respect.
Live up, shout, live up.
And now it's time to hear from you again. And we're talking about condoms. How hard or easy are they to get where you are? I know for me, when we were hearing earlier about female condoms, I never see them on sale. We only see the male ones. Here's what you had to say.
Yes, to some extent, because now you see many persons campaigning. There is, condoms all over at schools, school departments, clubs. So you see, persons are becoming more aware of it now.
I don't understand the reason why they're behind the counter. Shouldn't have to ask you for permission to pretty much have sex. I should just go pick him up, go to the cashier, pay for them, leave. I don't understand why I have to go to the counter, the cashier, ask them, can I have a pack of condoms, and then she looks at me judgmentally, which I do not understand.
Yeah, it's a lot in a corner store in a grocery shop.
Yes, I think condoms are easily available to those who want them. They can get it at any pharmacy, anywhere, in any community. So yes, I think so.
Lately, I think that it has been improving availability of condoms, but I think that it still needs some more working on, because not only availability, but the avenues to get condoms can be a little bit challenging, because if you live in a little district in the country, one corner shop has it, and sometimes when you go to the shop, you still feel a bit subdued. You try to hold back because it's still taboo behind having sex and stuff like that, especially in the village areas and the communities. But lately it's been improving, because even in some schools now you find, tertiary education, you find some in the bathrooms, you find them around the campus. So it hasn't been improving, but I think it can still be more improved. Yeah.
Generally, I think yes, because I think at clinics they're sold at a much cheaper rate, like 10 cents, 15 cents. So it's not really an excuse. And I think that all stores now sell condoms. It's something, you go into a bar now, they sell condoms. So it's definitely more readily available. And well, yeah.
you can find condoms in Barbados, but depending on where you're living, you may find a little problem. If you live in a district, you have like one shop, everybody knows your business, and in some establishments, to get a condom, it's locked up in a safe, so you have to ask someone to get that condom. But if you have to tell me in access like polyclinics or family planning, I think you have the availability there. And if you're on, like for example, on the college, like Barbados Community College, you can go to the student health clinic and there's availability of condoms. But I think in this day and age, they should get from behind the shelves. They should be just there that you can pick it up like a pack of sugar and you can put it in your shopping cart and go ahead.
Do I think condoms are easily available? Definitely. You can buy them in any pharmacy, drugstore, and basically any place that sells pharmaceuticals, you will find condoms. Any place that sells soda, you will find condoms.
No, like when you go into the stores, there's a lot of pressure too, because they laugh and look.
Guys, remember to check us out on Facebook.
And like us.
And answer the questions for our next show. And come on, guys, let's see you. If your computer has a camera, send us a video response.
Indeed. Well, we're going to hear now from Gwen in Trinidad about her personal testing experience. Reagan got out with a camera again to the testing clinic, and it's such a good piece, such an insight into people's reasons for taking the test.
My name is Gwinnett Goodrich. I'm from Tunapuna. I'm 24 years of age. I live with my mom and my son. I practically live for my son because, ever since I had him, he's been my practical joy. When I first started learning about HIV was in Form 4. I became one of the members of the Abstinence Club. We learned about the different types of STIs. Basically, we got to learn about the prevention methods. We learned that, how you can get HIV/AIDS. We learned you can't get it from touching or kissing. We learned that, you get it through sexual activities. Well, the first time I got tested was before I had my son, and it was a very frightening experience, but now I feel very confident, and my boyfriend and I do practice proper methods, so there's no fright in knowing what my result would be. I feel quite confident getting tested. He couldn't be here today because he had other duties, but I would say that, as a young couple, we do indulge in sexual activities, so I believe that testing is one of the greatest measures that we do take. I felt really anxious about taking the shot, and now that it's over, I feel really good that I came here and did it again. I believe it's a good stand to make, and this is the only way that you could find out what your status is. So basically, I think this is one of the best ways you can find out, especially if you're sexually active.
Well done, Reagan. Hopefully people will be encouraged to follow Gwen's example.
That's the idea, and I'm so proud of her. And guys, be good, be careful, and most of all, live up. Love, protect, respect.
You dance like an octopus.
Even the children do not escape the stigma. I say children.
They're so good. Such an insight as to why people get tested. The reasons behind people getting tested. So adorable. Do you live up? Do you live up?
And come on, if you camera has got a...
If you are a camera,